Is it really true that you were raised in a single-father household?
What? Excuse me, why are you asking me this all of a sudden? Hold on a moment, who is this? Can I help you with something?
You don't know who I am? Just take a look at my name. My name's Philip Matthews. It's obvious that I'm Zachary's father. I mean, just take a look at my last name. Is there something wrong with your head?
Oh, my apologies. You're Zachary's father. I didn't think you had my phone number, so I was just surprised to be talking to you out of nowhere. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you right away, Mr. Matthews. Anyway, you were asking if I was raised in a single-father household? Why is that?
I was just asking Zachary about this today. He told me about your upbringing for the first time. I can't believe my son hasn't told me all this time. Like he was hiding it from me, and I can't forgive him for it.
I don't think Zachary was trying to hide it. He probably thought there was no need to bring it up to you in the first place. I don't know why having a single parent could be a big deal, especially since my childhood is long behind me now. Do you see a problem with it, Mr. Matthews?
Of course I do. It's actually a deal breaker. Why would I want my precious son to be marrying a lowlife who was raised by a single father?
Huh? Why are you calling me that? I don't understand.
Oh, you must have no common sense if you don't think a single-parent household is nothing but scum. I'm not surprised at all. There are no good people that result from single-parent households. Not one. Those kinds of families are just chaos in disguise. The children are raised to be worthless human beings. It's inevitable. I bet you don't have a clue of how pitiful you are. Meanwhile, I work at one of the leading companies in our country. Even my son is an Ivy League graduate. Because we had a complete family and we took care of Zachary to the fullest, he's grown up to be a very successful man. It's all thanks to my wife and I allowing him to reach his fullest potential. On the other hand, your family must have always been falling short. A person like you who wasn't loved or disciplined enough when they were a child. Well, I'm repeating myself, but you're nothing more than garbage. Family's just a half-hearted attempt at normal. It's a mess. Do you understand what I'm saying here? If so, I'm telling you to give up on marrying my son. He doesn't deserve an absolute bum like you.
Why do you have to go so far as to say those things? I think you've crossed the line here.
What? You have the nerve to talk back to me? Have you forgotten that you're nothing but worthless garbage?
First of all, you calling me scum just based off of my family dynamic is crazy. I'm now aware of how you perceive single-parent households so negatively, Mr. Matthews. To be fair, it's all you've been talking about in this conversation. But I just wanted to let you know that you might change your mind about all of this, especially after you meet my father in person. Your assumptions are wildly inaccurate.
What? I've been telling you this much about how families like you are useless trash. And you still don't understand my message? I don't think I want to meet your father in the first place. In fact, I was thinking about canceling tomorrow's family gathering with him.
Are you serious? Zachary never told me our family gathering was going to be canceled.
Whatever. I don't care if you two come to the gathering tomorrow. I'll warn you though, that you're guaranteed to regret it if you really decide to come.
This is our first family meeting before the wedding, and you invited us in the first place. Besides, my father took time out of his busy schedule to accommodate this, and there's not many chances left to make this happen. So if it's possible, I want to stay on schedule with our family gathering. Would that be difficult for you? Though, frankly, I don't get the sense that you want us to come.
Of course I don't want you two to come. I don't plan to connect with your side of the family. Just because Zachary is getting married to you. Wait, did you say your father was super busy? Poor man. I can't imagine how much lower-class beggars have to work for. It must be exhausting. I guess it's true when they say that poverty leaves no time for leisure.
You know, you should really stop jumping to these conclusions when you haven't met my father yet. You don't even know who the man is. Anyhow, I'll come visit your house for the family gathering on the time we decided, okay? Thank you for taking the time to contact me. Goodbye.
Hey, Aya, tomorrow, I'll leave the car in the garage so you can use it to go to Mr. Matthews' house, okay? I was assigned some work to do that morning, so unfortunately I can't go with you. They handed it to me last minute. Sorry, Aya. I hope you don't mind. I've just been so busy with work lately.
Of course I don't mind. It's okay, Dad. I'm sorry for making you come to the gathering. I know you have a lot to do.
Don't worry about me one bit, Aya. My daughter's getting married. Of course I want to meet the family of her fiance. It's also my duty as your father. Plus, who knew you would be getting married to Philip's son? What a coincidence, right? Philip doesn't know that I'm your father yet, right?
Nope, Mr. Matthews doesn't know a thing. Even Zachary doesn't. But Zachary apparently told Mr. Matthews that we're a single-father household. I don't think Mr. Matthews is very fond of that idea. He has some negative biases towards it.
Every family has their own situation, and every one of them is uniquely different. Philip should understand that. He shouldn't assume things about other people. He doesn't know anything about us. Wait, did he actually say anything negative to you?
Yeah, he said some things about our family. It was a tad harsh, but I could deal with it on my own. I just felt shocked at how Mr. Matthews saw us in such a negative light. I thought he would be a nicer man.
What is Zachary saying about this? He disapproves of his father and he's on your side, right? You better be. I can deal with Philip tomorrow and shut him up for good. I know it. I'm just worried about Zachary. He ought to protect you and always be loyal to you, Aya. He's going to be your husband soon.
Yeah, Zachary's saying that parents will always have their own opinions. He's also saying I shouldn't care much about what his father thinks of us. I don't blame him. He probably just doesn't want to get involved in trouble. Besides, he's already told me that his father can be pretty stubborn sometimes, so I can see why he wants to avoid confronting him about this.
Zachary's reaction to this might entail that he can't be counted on, Aya. Are you sure you can really trust him? I mean, you're about to get married to this man and spend the rest of his life with him. If he truly is someone that won't protect you in times like these, I don't think I can let him marry you. He can't fulfill his duties as a husband.
I don't know if we should assume that, Dad. Zachary and I haven't talked face-to-face about this yet. We only exchanged a couple of texts, and that's all.
I see. You trust him? Then I do too. Just remember that I'll be quick to confront him if he does anything that harms you. I'll always be on the lookout, okay?
Okay, thanks for trusting him and caring for me, Dad. For now, let's wait and see how things unfold, starting with the family gathering tomorrow. I also want to be able to trust Zachary, so let's hope for the best. As for Mr. Matthews, maybe he just worded things a little strongly. I'm sure he said those things out of worry for his son. I can understand if he did this because he's protective of Zachary, just like you are with me.
Now that you say it like that, maybe you're right. Maybe Philip is just overprotective of his son. That would be more reasonable for how he reacted. Let me just make one thing clear, though. If anyone tries to hurt you, I'm going to do everything I can to take them down. That's one thing I've always promised you forever since you were born, Aya.
I know, Dad. I can always depend on you to be there for me. Thanks. Well then, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, okay? Mr. Matthews, do you realize just how terribly you've acted to me today? Do you really think you'll be getting away with what you've done? Because you're not.
Look who's talking. Who do you think you are, just waltzing up to my house like you were invited here? It's quite bold of you to come here so casually after I advised you not to just yesterday. People who can't listen to others' warnings are the scum of the earth. Absolutely garbage human beings. Although, I did already know you were one of those. So I'm not surprised that you showed up today.
You sprayed water on me with your garden hose when I came to visit your house. Are you seriously telling me that I'm the scumbag here, when you've done something that awful?
It's not awful. It's justified. After our conversation yesterday, I talked to Zachary again, and he told me everything. Apparently, you're not only from a single-parent household, but you're also a middle school dropout. You're really stupid enough that you thought you could marry my son, when you're filthy and uncivilized. Stay away from my family, you scum!
I'm not a middle school dropout. I continued studying. It's just that I stopped going to middle school in Japan.
Stop with these silly excuses. You really think you can fool me when you haven't gone to college or even to high school? You keep making up these lies so you can feel better about yourself. But it doesn't change the fact that you're a bum. So quit it. A middle school dropout raised by a single father coming to me to assure that I will approve of your marriage? What a joke! I hope your father can see what I've done to you. You're an absolutely pitiful human being. And so is he.
He won't see me like this, not yet. He's heading to your house right this moment.
Oh, he is? I'm so excited to have him over.
I don't think you know what you're in for. He's coming to get you because he knows what you've done to me, Mr. Matthews. He wants revenge. I hope you have a fun time with my dad, because he's going to surprise you really well.
You're bluffing. I know you are. What kind of a family full of two lowlives due to a superior man like me? Do you really think your bottomless threats are going to work on me? Try all you want, but they're useless. You're awfully idiotic. No wonder you had to drop out of school so early.
I already screenshotted every message you sent me from yesterday up until now. I have hard evidence of how you've been acting. Remember this, because there's no way you can erase everything you've said to me. You better brace yourself for the consequences of your actions, because they're going to be harsher than you can imagine.
I'm telling you, these threats aren't going to work on me. I don't mean anything because I know you can't harm me. You're not even close to being on the same level as me. You don't concern me, though. I'm very used to low-class people annoying me. It especially happens to me in my workplace. They're all around me. It isn't you at all. People like you have only one mother or father, or haven't gone to high school? I can't understand why our company would hire people as incompetent as them. That's why I do our company a favor and make them quit their jobs. It's what's best for us, you know? We can't waste time and resources on garbage like them.
What? So you're saying that you do everything you can to make employees with those backgrounds quit? Even when they could do nothing about their family and their upbringing? You do all that based on your irrational judgment towards them?
Yes, but in the end, it's their choice to quit. It's not like I'm firing them directly. I'm encouraging them to resign. Those garbage humans can't contribute anything to our company. It's better that way.
Okay, I see. If that's the case, I'll make sure to tell my father about that as well. Mr. Matthews, this wedding is off. I'm not getting married to Zachary. In fact, let's pretend like him and I were never engaged in the first place. I refuse to become a part of your family. The way you think and act towards people you deem inferior to you, it's unacceptable.
This is exactly what I wanted to happen. I'm calling this wedding off as well. I guess we can finally agree on something. Your family's missing the other half that makes it whole. That's why you've turned into the brat you are. You better be gone and stay away from our family.
Don't rush things, Mr. Matthews. My dad is almost at your house to introduce himself to you. Once he's finished with that, then we'll both stay away from you for good.
I sincerely apologize. I deeply regret my actions. Would you be able to tell your father that as well? Just this morning, I've done something so rude and horrible. I regret everything I've done to you from the very depths of my heart. Words can't describe how sorry I am right now. I'm very sorry to bother you even further, but can you please give me the chance to apologize in person? That would mean a lot to me.
I'm going to have to refuse your request. Just earlier today, you've told me that you want us gone from your sight, didn't you? I want to stay as far away from you as possible, so I'm going to do that. It's perfect because we both agreed on this. With that, I'll be going now.
Please, just wait and listen to me. Give me one more minute to talk with you. I'm begging you. Let me apologize in person. This was all a mistake on my part. I genuinely didn't know who your father was all along. I can't believe you were my CEO's daughter.
This isn't going to be forgiven just because you didn't know who we were. Because if I really wasn't a CEO's daughter, like you believed me to be, you seriously sprayed me down with a garden hose. It shows how much of a wretched human being you truly are. You better think deeply about what you've done today, Mr. Matthews. Make your actions a reason to change for the better.
I have. I really have deeply reflected my actions today. After some serious self-examination, I now admit that I've acted like a lunatic. My actions are completely unjustifiable, and I apologize with all my heart. So please, I'm begging you. Can you come back here with your father so that I can talk to the two of you? Please, just this once.
You wasted my father's valuable time, and you sprayed me from head to toe with water in your front yard. What are you even saying right now? Are you seriously trying to get us to come back there and smooth things over?
You're absolutely right. I shouldn't be forcing you two to come over here. Well, can I have your permission to visit your house instead? I'll head over there in an instant. Please? I'll make sure to bring Zachary as well. We can talk things over as families always do.
I'm saying no to that. especially with you bringing Zachary over. When you sprayed me with your hose this morning, Zachary didn't do anything to protect me. He didn't confront you about anything. He just watched it happen and didn't move a muscle. Because of that, I'm now disgusted with him. I'm breaking off our engagement. There's no good reason to marry him anymore. I'm fed up with him, and I don't want to be with him any longer. And that's why I'm never meeting with you and your family ever again. And that's great for you, right? You told me that this is what you want, for me to disappear from the sight of your family and never come near you again. Because by your standards, I'm worthless. I was raised by a single father and dropped out of middle school, so I must be, right?
You're not worthless at all. I've told you, this is all a mistake. I should have never called you that. Please, please, can you be kind enough to give me one more chance?
A chance? A chance for what? You don't need a chance or anything else for that matter. Haven't I made it clear enough? Zachary and I aren't getting married anymore. We broke up. This is all because of your unnecessary comments about me, not to mention what you did to me this morning. You didn't want me to marry Zachary, so it all happened according to your plan. Things turned out just the way you wanted them to, didn't they?
No, they didn't at all. This all turned out horribly wrong. I'm the one in the wrong here. It's all my fault. Just because you're uneducated and was raised in an incomplete household doesn't mean that I should have complained to you about it. Besides, if I had known you were my CEO's daughter, I would have never behaved that badly to you. My attitude was out of line.
You're not understanding. If Zachary had brought home a middle school dropout who was raised by a single parent, you would have mistreated them like that. You would have berated her and sprayed her off with a hose just like you did to me. You're just apologizing profusely to try to take back what you've done to me, just because you found out that I'm your CEO's daughter. You apologizing to me doesn't mean you're a good person. It means you treat people differently based on your view of them. I know your apologies aren't sincere. You just want to save yourself because you know who my dad is. You know how much influence he has over you.
I mean, that may indeed be the case, but...
Thank you for clearing things up. You just admitted that it's true, so I don't need one more apology from you. I don't see the point in talking to you anymore, so don't contact me in the future. If you want to say something, say it to my dad or his lawyer. They'll take care of it for you.
What? A lawyer? What do you mean? I need to talk to your father's lawyer? Why are you mentioning this all of a sudden? I don't understand.
You hosed me with water so hard that it made me fall in the concrete of your front yard. I was injured, and it's all because of you. Do you really think my dad is going to let you go scot-free for this? He knows you hurt me, Mr. Matthews. My dad will stop at nothing to take you down. That's not much of a surprise, is it? I think our bond is stronger because we only have each other in our family.
What? You were injured? I didn't even notice that. I'm very sorry, believe me. I only saw you falling, but I didn't think you would actually be hurt by it.
I mean, it's nothing but a slight sprain on my ankle and a few bruises. It doesn't bother me too much. But my dad? Oh, it bothers him very much. Much more than you can imagine. He's filing charges for physical assault and battery.
What? You sued me for physical assault and battery? I only splashed you with some water, and I'm being charged for assault? This isn't fair. It was just some banter. I'm not a criminal at all.
Oh, you're a criminal, all right. Your record isn't going to be clean after this. You shouldn't underestimate the amount of power my dad has. To me, my dad is a caring father who is extremely devoted to his daughter. On the other hand, my dad to you is, well, he might be the worst person you can choose as an enemy. You're one of the few people that gets to see the bad side of him.
Please, have some mercy on me. I didn't mean to make him my enemy at all. I never wanted to go against him. This is nothing but a small mistake. I didn't have any bad intentions. So please tell your father about this. That this wasn't on purpose at all. It was a mistake on my part. I'll even pay off all the hospital fees for your injuries. I'm begging you.
We don't need any money from you, so I'll decline your offer. By the way, let me explain something to you. You were berating me on how I was a middle school dropout, but you've got it all wrong. I'm technically a middle school dropout because I skipped a grade and enrolled into high school in the UK. I went on to attend university there. As of now, I'm working at a well-known corporation. I'm currently talking to my father about becoming the owner of one of his subsidiary companies in the near future.
Do you have a proper education and even on the path to a major promotion? I'm sorry. I wasn't aware of any of this. I misunderstood.
I should also mention that the reason you don't know about this is because you're not close to the CEO or any of the other executives. You're not a high-ranking worker at your company. All you've managed to land is the job of an assistant manager, and yet you think you're high status and important. You're completely delusional. The fact that you bully employees who rank lower than you is also terrible. My dad knows about that as well.
No, that's not a problem at all. It's necessary. I'll only do it a few times.
Only a few times. I think even once is enough for it to be an awful thing to do. I shouldn't talk about that, though. It's not my place to confront you about that. My dad can take care of it. In fact, he already took care of a lot of things for you. You'll regret everything you've done. I can guarantee it. I mean, losing your job when you're already in your 50s? Wow, it's such a pity. How are you going to explain this to your family, huh? Don't they depend on you for your income?
Losing my job? What? Are you going so far as to fire me? This is a joke, right?
No, I'm serious. I don't know why you're so surprised. You deserve to be fired. You're going to be found guilty of physically assaulting the CEO's daughter, after all. It would be stranger for you to stay at the company and work the same job as you always have.
Oh, please, just think about this for a second. I need you to reconsider. It's unfair. Right when I finally started to have a chance at a promotion and a raise. I'm getting fired? It doesn't make sense at all. I think your father has gone too far with this. He's abusing his powers.
You're already in your 50s and you're still an assistant manager. Anybody can look at you and know that you're not getting promoted anytime soon. Probably for the rest of your life. At first, I didn't want to assume the worst for you. I wanted to think you were doing this to be protective of Zachary. But now I know that you're just a jerk who mistreats the people you look down on. I'm glad that I don't have to be involved with an awful person like you any longer. Zachary's in a panic because I called off the wedding and broke up with him. But I'm not changing my mind, ever. I'll never forgive him for just standing by and watching while you hosed me with water the other day.
There's no way you can do this. I'll allow the wedding to happen, okay? Can't you go on with it? I beg you, please marry my son and have a happy life with him. As for what happened this time, just think of it as getting bit by a dog. Yes, it hurt you, but it was merely an accident. Some water got on you and you slipped and you fell. It's the same thing because I never meant for that to happen.
Nope, I'm not going to do that.
Please, you have to have mercy on me. About to lose my son too. He's mad at me and threatening to cut ties with me. I can't believe it. All I did was go against you two getting married. Why do I have to lose my job and my son for it?
You don't understand why you got punished for what you did? You're a disgrace of a human being. I'm not going to speak with you any longer. Please, just leave me alone.
No, please give me one last chance. I'll allow the wedding. Zachary still wants to marry you and you're not uneducated at all. Plus, you're from a single-parent household, but your father is an admirable man. So I'll allow your wedding. Just please give me a chance. Do we have a deal then? Please, don't you want to marry Zachary?
No, I'm not accepting your offer. You aren't going to be able to change my mind about this. What's done is done. It's true when you say my dad is an admirable man, though. He's much more successful and respectable than you'll ever be. I'm so blessed to have a father like him. We're very happy together. I look up to him the most. But Zachary, on the other hand, it's such a pity that he has you as a father. I know we're not together anymore, but I feel bad for him. Well, this is irrelevant to me now. I'll stay out of it. Anyway, I wish you luck from here on out. I know you need a lot of it. Job hunting from your mid-50s must be a hassle. I should also remind you to not attack anybody else with your garden hose. It's a petty thing to do, and maybe you'll even get sued again.
Hi, Aya. How are your injuries? Are they still causing you pain?
Nope, they're healing up. It was just a little twist, and I can walk normally now.
I'm so glad you're getting better. Speaking of which, I already took care of Philip. He's going to be leaving the company without any retirement allowance. I explained everything to the other executives, and they agreed. The retirement allowance he was supposed to receive will be wired to you instead for your compensation.
Dad, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much.
Of course, Aya. He needs to get what he deserves. I can't let him go after he hurt you. Anyway, are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I already told you I am.
No, I mean emotionally. You must be feeling down because your engagement was broken off. Plus, you were sprayed with a hose. You've been through a lot this week, Aya.
Don't worry. I'm feeling more relieved than sad about the situation. I'm really glad I didn't marry Zachary. If I hadn't known he was so unprotective of me before our wedding, I would be in deeper trouble. There would be a failed marriage and a bigger lawsuit on our hands. I'm actually kind of grateful towards Mr. Matthews for letting me know who Zachary really was.
You shouldn't feel grateful towards him at all. He doesn't deserve it. But I'm glad he was at least useful in that way, 'cause I don't think he'll contribute much to anything after this. His harassment towards other employees was exposed to our company, as well as others in our industry. I doubt he'll be able to find a job now, even more so when you consider how old he is.
That's definitely true. Dad, thank you so much for doing all of this to protect me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, Aya. You're my precious daughter. You're more important than anything. You better remember that I'll always be here to protect you, got it?
I got it. I know you have my back, so maybe I can go back to finding a new husband again.
I didn't mean just for marriage. Aya, but while you do that, make sure to really examine their character, okay?
Okay, I'll try my best to find somebody as respectable and protective as you, Dad. Thank you always for everything. I have more time on my hands now, so I'm looking forward to spending more of it with you. As Dad promised me, Mr. Matthews was laid off from his job and not offered a penny of severance pay. His son ended up cutting ties with him, and he and his wife are on the brink of divorce. He would always tell me I was worthless based on my status, yet look at where he is now. I wonder what his past self would think of the life he's living today. Well, it doesn't matter if I keep talking about him because he's irrelevant to our family now. I don't want to waste my time. However, I will say that the change in his attitude was crazy. Only when he noticed how much power my dad has, he began to regret everything he's done to me. But it was too late. He chose the worst enemy possible before he could even realize it. In the blink of an eye, his life is in shambles. Hey, Sandy. I hear that you've started to live together with my parents now. Is that true? That's true. Your father had always been taking care of me, ever since I was a little girl, and so I wanted to do something for him in return. Really? I know this is a bit fast, but do you think it would be all right if I come over sometime soon? I mean, if you were willing to let both of them move into the house with you and my brother, then that means it should be fine for me to pay a visit now. What? It's not like that house is even yours, so I should be fine coming over there without your permission, right? Wait, but this is my house. I was the one that put a lot of money into the place. What are you going on about? I know that the house is my dad's, all right? You don't have the kind of money that would allow you to build and live in a house like that. You really have no idea what you're lying about, do you? But I did have the kind of money needed for a place like this, and that's what allowed it to be built here. And if you come out here right now, that's not going to help anything in terms of your relation with us. Huh? Why not? It's not like you have any children of your own, so what's the big deal with me coming over soon with all of mine? Anyway, I'll be over there tomorrow as soon as I can to show the house to my kids. Make sure to have food ready for our 6 mouths, all right? Ugh. Sandy, thank you for letting me in today. Don't thank me. Sorry for not being more welcoming and caring while you were around. Hopefully the pizza was to your liking. You really don't have to feel sorry about something like that. And the pizza was fine for being frozen. Now, I wanted to talk about your house and how freaking massive it really is. Don't you find that a house like that is a bit too big for someone who doesn't even have any children currently? I'm not sure that's how I feel, but I'll be moving into your house for good now with my 5 kids. So an unproductive woman like you needs to start opening the place up for us, please. There is 5 kids, and I was thinking with there being 3 extra rooms there, 2 can be for the kids and 1 for my husband and I to sleep in. So start placing those orders for things like the bunk beds and such, as well as a queen-size bed for my husband and I. First of all, would you please stop carrying on with the conversation when I haven't even said anything yet? I may not have any kids, but that has nothing to do with my house and how I feel about it. And currently, I have your mother and father living here, which is more than enough people for me to take care of when I come home from work. You're going to use that excuse again? What are you to my dad, really? Because you're making it always sound like you owe him something. Your father was the one that saved me from that car accident that I was stuck in when I was only 5 years old. And when it was soon found out that my parents were both pronounced dead, he took care of me in their place and made sure I was a happy child. Oh my God. So you owe everything to him then? That's kind of how I think about it. If your father wasn't the one to have been there at the time of the crash, it would have been a while before anyone else saw it and called the ambulance. And in that time it took, I would have most likely passed away as well. The thing is, though, none of what happened then has anything to do with me. Starting tomorrow, I'll be back again, and with everyone and all of our things in tow. What? After all, I have 5 children with me, right? The house I've been living in now has started to feel really small and constrained for me. Well, it just had me thinking about how I've wanted to move into a new place here soon. But wait, this place is my house, and something like that won't be possible for you all. Huh? You and my brother are married and can have kids, right? Yet you both still have not made one. So how about you both move out of there and into a small little place like I've been in? I think that would get you both to be a lot close with one another, and finally try for those kids I've been making this whole time. But this is my house. Shut the hell up about that already. What has gotten into you today? You think that a lie like that will never go unnoticed? All of your childless women all turn out to become the same kind of liar. In a house as large as that one, there's no reason for a childless woman like you to continue living in it, right? And like I said before, there's no way someone of your likes was able to have a house like that built in the first place. Ugh. For a house of that size to have a woman who doesn't want to make a family living in it, it's a complete waste of things like space and money. I see. Then I guess I have no other choice but to leave it to you. Finally. Thank you so much for doing that, Sandy.
Sandy, I heard a lot about what's happening from Diana. Are you really planning on leaving the house tomorrow?
So you've heard. Actually, what happened after Diana came over to hang out this afternoon, she told me that this house is too big for someone like myself, and that I should just leave it for her to move into. She'll be bringing all 5 of her kids as well, and will be taking the house over from us.
Diana's going to do that? Are you sure?
I'm very sure. She seems to think that the one that had this entire house built wasn't me, but you and your money, Dave. In her head, she can't see someone like myself having the money and everything to build a place as large as this.
That child. So she doesn't even know about how you've been a doctor this whole time or anything? And to think with a husband like hers who was saved by you, she'd be more than aware of the kind of person you are.
I'm sure her husband hasn't told her anything about his doctor was me, though. Especially when all she ever brings up with me is the fact that I have no children yet.
Sandy, I'm so very sorry for what my daughter said to you. Think that she'd be acting in such a way to someone who I saved long ago. I think I've seen enough from her now. I'll be going ahead with my plan of cutting ties to her now.
I know that you used to love her a lot as your daughter, and that you've helped me a ton with making sure she didn't have the wrong idea of me and such. But seeing as she's still not learned anything from all those cases, I think it's time we give up on her.
Very well then. I'm going to act like I never even knew the woman, because that's how much I'm fed up with her right now. I've been trying to deal with her behavior for so long now, and I can't afford the energy to put up with it a day longer.
Sandy, do you think you can come back over to the house for me? I'm not against having taken this house from you and all, but with the house being so big and all, 5 kids of mine having a blast in the house all the time, the chores have started to become a bit too difficult for me to handle. So could you come back here for me and help out with all of the cleaning? I don't mind if you come later this evening to help with it all. I just need you here sometime today, please. What? What are you talking about right now, Diana? You can't be serious. I'm asking you to come back to this house today to help out with the chores for me. Hold on. How about you figure something out with all of that? Since you're the one living there with all of them now. I have a job and everything that I need to be at. Huh? You don't even have kids right now, so you have to have a lot of free time right now, correct? I'm being kind by allowing you to come back over here and take care of the chores with my kids. Since you don't have any kids, oh, this will make you happy, right? Hey, could you cut it out bringing up the fact that I don't have kids every time you want something from me? What the hell? It's really getting on my nerves now going on and on like that about me not having any kids. If you're so against me not having any kids at my age, then you're better off not talking to me at all, alright? Huh? What's this all about? Are you getting upset with me now over what I said? So you're not going to help someone out even though they're saying they need support? Having to raise 5 kids is a very demanding task, you know. What kind of nerve do you have, turning away someone who could really use your help right now handling all these children and the chores? As someone with no kids, you have no right to be saying no to me. If you come back here and help me out, I'll forgive you for what you just said. So hurry it up and get here, please. Diana, do you really think it's still a good thing for you, of all people, to be talking to me like that? Up until now, you've already had your fair share of treating me like your housewife, but that's not going to be happening anymore. Huh? What are you going on about now? You need to learn what you've done to others like myself, and hopefully that will teach you a lesson. A good lesson. Sandy, what do you think you're doing not coming back to this house like I asked you to? You need to come here and take some care of my children as well. I'm sorry, but I have no plans of ever going back to that house again. You're still going on about how you're actually going to stay away from here? Well, I've been telling your childless ass to come back here so that I may show you what it's like to have all 5 of them piled up in the house. Could this be you picking on me now? By not actually coming forward and saying that you'll help me care for them? It's totally fine if that's how you want to play this game. Everyone has moments like these where they just don't listen to what they've been told. I'm serious. No matter what else you have to say to me, I'm not going back. What the hell? Why are you being such an asshole to me right now? That's why. Because having to come back to this house all the time is a pain for you? If having to make the back and forth is too much for you, then I'll let you move in. What? What are you going on about now? You can stay in the garage with the car. It's not like we're using it for anything else, so you can go ahead and live out there. You're saying I can move into the garage? That's right, Sandy. You'll be on the same property as us, and won't have to whine anymore about this place being too far away from you, right? But since I'll be allowing you to live here again, you have to do everything for me that I ask. You're asking me to live in the garage. With that, I'll see you soon. You listen here. I was just kicked out of that house you claim to be yours. What the actual hell is going on here? That house happens to be my house, and I have the right to do whatever I want with it. Huh? Stop screwing around right now, would you? You knew how we were all living there, right? Not really. I never once gave you and your family permission to come and live in my house like you were. You just forced your way in and started to squat there with your kids. Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I'm not even able to get in touch with my dad anymore. Do you have any idea where that old man ran off to? I have no clue as to why you and him aren't talking to one another much anymore. God damn it! What is going on here? I cannot believe what is happening. I'm the one that can't believe what I'm hearing right now. Huh? Since you happen to be Dave's daughter of all people, and since he'd done so much for me, I never said anything about you before. But I really cannot stand sitting around playing dumb anymore. What the hell are you trying to talk about now? I have been saying that that's the house I had built and owned, yet for some reason you continue to think it's your father's and told me to leave. And just when I was moved out and thinking you'd never talk to me again, you start to ask me to come back and do the chores for you? This isn't a freaking joke anymore, you dumb bitch. Huh? Asking you to come out and help isn't that big of a deal, right? You have to have a lot of free time on your hands, so what's wrong with you coming out and being family? I literally have no free time anymore. I have to work every day from close to 12 hours a day. And if there ever is a day that I have off, which can be very rare, I'm not going to spend it going over you and doing all of your chores. What the hell, Sandy? The fact that you don't even have a single child means that you should be happy to come over here and experience what it's like to have kids for once, right? I never asked to have that kind of an experience. I would love to have kids someday, really, but I am stuck with a body that can't do such a thing. Oh my god, I knew you were infertile. You really want kids and all, but your body is too weak to have any. You poor thing. How can you say something that way about me? Huh? What are you trying to get at there? Have you never thought about how anyone else feels when you open your mouth, Diana? Well, I would think about that, but then I remember that you don't have any kids like me, so I don't really care for how you feel. Sorry about that. So that's how you're going to play this game. What was that? Just a second ago, you told me about how your father is no longer replying to any of your texts or calls, right? That's right. I knew you knew something about that. Right now, your father is helping me out again. So then, you tell me what the hell you're both up to right now. You'll find that out today, I'm pretty sure. Stop trying to beat around the bush about me and tell me right now. I don't have time to sit around and wait any longer.
Diana, I'm gonna be cutting ties with you now.
Hold on, Dad. What kind of stupid joke is that you're trying now? Were you told to say something like that to me by that asshole?
That asshole? Are you talking about Sandy right now?
Of course I am, Dad. Who the hell else would I be calling an asshole right now? Now, I want to talk about the damn house, Dad. I just lost the one and only place I had to live. So what am I supposed to do now? Where the hell even are you right now, Dad?
I never thought that someone like you was so self-centered before.
Wait, what are you even talking about right now?
I am partially to blame for never doing anything about that attitude sooner. But after what's happened this time, I can't deal with you anymore.
Then tell me what the hell you're going on about.
Diana, not only did you take over her house from her, but you started to go on about how she means nothing because she hasn't had any kids. And then you went on about how she needs to care for your kids to make up for it and experience what a true mother feels. All you've been saying and doing to her has been complete and utter bullcrap.
Why do you care? That's all you have to say to me? Well, the thing is, Dad, I meant everything I've done and said to her. For a woman to not have any kids at all makes her anything but a woman. Having to say something like this about her really makes me want to vomit. But I told her that she could move back into the house with us by staying out in the garage and taking care of my kids. I said that she could do that, yet she had the nerve to say no to that.
You said something like that to her?
Considering she's never worked a day in her life before, she has to have so much time on her hands. Yet she went ahead and ignored my offer like it was nothing to her. And then she went and sold the freaking house that we were all living in. Can you believe the crap that she's pulling right now?
Unbelievable.
Right? Seriously, that childless bitch is the worst, right?
The one who I can't believe right now is you, Diana.
What?
What makes you think someone who isn't working would be able to build a house of that size and everything?
No way. Like I was saying to her, you were the real one who paid for that house to be built and everything, right? Either that, or you were the one who gave her the money to do so, right? For someone who says she owes everything to you, she has been taking a lot of your money and time still.
I haven't done anything, though. The house was made using the money Sandy earned throughout her career, and that's why she was the one that allowed us to move in.
Wait, what was that? So that woman has had money this whole time? Well, if that's the case, then right now she should be helping me out with all of my problems, right?
Diana, you're still going to say things like that about her? You know who the hell it was that allowed you to have all those children? It was Sandy.
Huh? You're lying about that, right? I haven't heard a thing about her being a doctor or anything like that.
Ugh, of course you haven't. Just like your mother, you and her never once done anything to care about your family's issues.
Huh?
Did you forget about how when your first child was born, she had all those health issues? As I remember, it was your husband who went through all the work of making sure she was treated at the hospital and all for you. Well, the one who jumped in to help out with all that was Sandy.
You'd think I'd be able to remember something like that from so long ago.
But she's not the only one Sandy helped. All of your kids were delivered by Sandy and were cared for thereafter in order to make sure they all stayed healthy. And time after time, your husband and I made sure to bring your kids to her for help.
Well, if neither of you ever told me that, how was I supposed to know it was Sandy? And what does it matter that she helped my kids? It's just a coincidence that she was at the hospital all those times the kids needed help.
There really is no helping a selfish waste of life like you.
Well, I don't care about you anymore either, Dad. I'm going to head to wherever Mom is at right now, so you tell me your address this instant.
I'm not going to stop you from going out to be with her now, but your mother and I are divorced now.
Huh?
I left your mother to do whatever she wanted all those years. But after having spoken to her about you and Sandy and all your issues, that's when I learned where you received that helpless attitude from.
Helpless attitude? What did Mom say about it?
After I told her about how it was Sandy who had gone and built the house which she allowed the both of us to move into when we were having trouble, she started to go on about Sandy's money. She said to me that she has that kind of cash right now. She'd fake being sick and weak and use that as a way to get money off of Sandy. At that moment, I lost all the respect that I had left for your mother and started to think about leaving her.
Dad, I'm so sorry, alright? I promise that I'll make all of that up to you. So please, just rethink divorcing Mom and let us move in with you all.
I'm sorry. The only choice I had was getting that toxic woman out of my life. I think it's time that you both learn what happens when you forget about everyone else's feelings and only care about the lives you live. Because those fruits you guys planted are finally beginning to ripen.
Wait, Dad. So you're just going to abandon both Mom and I now? Dad, you have to wait a second. I am really sorry for all the things I've done. I never thought that someone like you, Dad, would be able to say all of those things to me after doing all of it.
And the same goes for me. Never thinking someone like you could say so many terrible things to my daughter-in-law.
Listen, you do something about my dad right now. How dare you use all of those things that happened in the past to try and trip this family up now? You're the real bitch here for trying that. What? Things from the past? What do you mean? About how you went and saved my first daughter's life? And about how you went and gave my mom and dad a new house? Everything that you've been doing has only been for your own benefit. You can't say something like that about me. I never asked for any of these things to happen to me. So don't act as though I put everything together for this exact moment. Huh? Then why the hell is my dad choosing now of all time to talk to me about what happened in the past? I have no clue why, Diana. I'm sure that it has to do with him being fed up with you is all. I think what your father is doing now is what any person would do who has a backbone. God damn it, you've gone and used my dad like a puppet. Why the hell do you have to do me in like this right now? The only person I have left now is my husband, because both my parents have left me. Huh? Does that mean your husband still hasn't come to talk with you about anything yet? Huh? What the hell is going to happen now? I spoke with your husband about what was going on recently, after he came to me asking. Why would he want to ask you? And why did you say anything to him when our family is none of your business? I didn't say anything to him right off the bat, but rather he came to ask something from me that he was worried about. He was really concerned about how, for the longest time now, you have never really seemed to care about any of your 5 kids that much. Why would he go and talk with you about something like that? To be honest, I can't really tell you why that is either. But it was me who took care of all 5 of your children from the moment they were born. And I think that history is what made it all the more easy for him to talk about what he had to ask. What the hell? I'm the one who's his freaking wife of all people. How dare he go and talk with someone who has nothing to do with us? The first thing your husband told me was that you, of all people, never listened to anything he had to say to you, and that's why he had no choice. And he told me what he wanted to do was divorce you. Huh? He wants to leave me now, too. I'm not joking around about that kind of stuff anymore, alright? If he leaves me too, then what the hell am I supposed to do? And just as I had thought, you're not worried about your 5 kids or anything, but just yourself and what you're going to do. Huh? From what he told me, your husband is already in the process of getting full custody of all 5 of your children. He told me that he can't trust you to take care of any one of them on your own. Sandy, I'm so sorry. I am seriously sorry for everything. I will apologize to you for all the things I've done to you up until now, alright? It's way too late to be thinking about apologizing to me now. Please, just go and talk with your husband about all of that now. But you're the only person I have left to ask for help from. What am I going to do about all of this? You're the only one I can hear anything about my husband and my dad from now, since they both won't respond to me. If I'm all alone now, there's nothing else that I can do. Is that all you have to say to me after finally realizing that what all I had done for you? And what all you had done to me? Unbelievable. What? After this, you and I are never going to be seeing one another or talking to one another again. I don't want to. Goodbye forever now. Wait, hold on a second. Sandy? Forgive me, please. Dave, a lot has really happened since this whole conflict started, but thank you so much for being there for me.
What are you talking about? I should be the one thanking you for all you had done.
But if you had never been around for me and on my side, then there would have been no way for me to have taken things as far as we did with Diana.
But I am sorry for her, for what she did to you. And it wasn't just my wife and I who have been treated so well by you, but Diana and her husband's family as well. There was no way for someone like her to have been so selfish after all you've done.
Thank you so much for realizing that. And by the way, are all those kids doing alright right now? Since none of them have come to my place this past month, I've been wondering about their conditions. It's a good thing they're not all coming to the hospital anymore, but I do miss talking to all of them here and there.
Ah, you've been worried about them. Don't be. Their father said that he no longer wanted to be a bother to you anymore and has moved out of town with all 5 of them, and will no longer need your assistance.
So that's what ended up happening. Well, as long as all the kids are doing fine over there, then that's all that matters to me. But you know, I would occasionally like to meet with them. Having looked after all of them from a young age, they are kind of like my children to me as well.
Well, if that's what you like, then how about we throw a barbecue together here soon?
That would be splendid, Dave. I'm really looking forward to that. Ah, if that's something everyone would be interested in doing, let's go ahead and have the barbecue over at my place. This new place I'm living in is much larger than the last in terms of outdoor space, so I'd love to put it to some use this summer.
That'd be so helpful. Thank you.
And another thing, if you don't mind, would you like to move back in with us? Your son and I seem to find that the more people we have at home, the more fun life is.
Sandy, thank you so very much for thinking about me like that.
No, please. Thank you for always having thought about me and my feelings. Diana and her mother started to live together with one another, both working jobs to try and support themselves. Diana was able to find work at a factory where her mother was living, where she would have to do 12-hour shifts 4 times a week and would make all right money doing so. And her mother ended up with a job as a cashier, where she didn't have to move around too much at her old age. However, with her mother being so lazy all the time and always calling off from work, she would force her daughter to stay home and take care of for her, making her always miss her own job. So in the end, she would be fired from the place she had found and have to start looking for another one. But of course, with Diana not being much more active than her mother, she fell into a rut too, and soon those two both went into debt trying to maintain the lifestyles they had before. During that time though, They weren't able to pay their rent in the small apartment they had been living in, and ended up getting kicked out of it by their landlord. This also became a serious problem for Diana, because she was no longer to borrow any more money because of all her credit cards were maxed out, and so she could no longer pay child support to her ex-husband for the 5 kids. I heard that a huge fight broke out between her mother and her on the street, and during that, a loan shark which Diana's mother had been borrowing from paid them both a visit. It was there that they both had the crap scared out of them, and were told that they had 1 month to start paying off her debt, or else there would be some serious hell to pay. And so, at this point in time, those two have moved out to this unknown island, doing some kind of very dangerous work for not that much pay. But at least now they're starting to pay off their debts, but that's not going to last long as soon as Diana is going to be paid a visit by the court, wanting to know why she hasn't been paying her ex-husband that child support. When it comes to myself, I am living in a new house with my husband and his father. I ended up getting the place a few days after leaving my last house with my husband, and we made sure that this time it only had enough room for him and I, plus 1 guest room for my father-in-law. Thinking he'd be even more stressed out after having to go through a divorce, it turns out that she had been sucking away all of his energy the whole time they'd been married, and now he's currently a changed man with so much power. Of course, he doesn't have the same abilities a kid would have with that energy, but he still has all sorts of things to do with us that are really letting him enjoy his life. Pretty soon, there is something my husband and I will have to tell him, and that has to do with us both wanting a child. But of course, since I am not physically able to make one, we have been looking at adopting, and we just came across the perfect boy that we love to bring into this family. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Charlie, was it? Do you remember everything about your job yet? Make sure you get all your work done before you head home.
Nice to hear from you, Amy. I am aware that everyone is supposed to be in the office today, so we can all work together. But many of the people have said that they can't find you and are waiting on you to come. Where are you at currently? From what I've been told, you've been away from your desk all day long today.
I'm not there because I've already gone home.
What? You already went back home. Nobody is supposed to be leaving until 6 p.m. though, correct?
Huh? Is a part-timer like you complaining about what I'm doing right now? How important do you really think you are? Don't you feel a little bit too stupid saying all of that to me? When I choose to go home from work has nothing to do with you, all right? And by the way, how old are you again, Charlie?
I'm 28 years old, and that's kind of why I don't really feel like what you do means anything to me.
Wow. You're 28 years old now, and yet you're still only working here part-time? You're not embarrassed by that at all or something? I became a full-time employee for this company the moment I graduated from college, by the way. I guess that means a part-timer like you and a full-time new hire like me are on completely different levels from one another, right? So could you stop whining about me with all of those odd complaints?
I wasn't trying to complain about you or anything there. I'm sorry you ended up taking all of it that way. I was just asked by the manager to check and see where you were at today because I had told him you started to text me. We've all been waiting in the office for you, and when we went to search for you, you were nowhere to be found. But if you've already gone home, then I guess the manager can get in touch with you tomorrow. Just, nobody really knew that you went and left work before the end of the day here. Can I please ask why you did that? A lot of the other people here are now kind of wondering why you left before everyone else.
I'll give it to you straight. I'm working for the company now because I have connections there.
That's not really the answer to my question, but is that right? I didn't actually know that.
My dad happens to be a manager for another department here, which means that there is not a single person here that sits below him that can talk back to me.
Is that so? But if you're planning on leaving work before 6 p.m., at least mentioning that to someone in the office would really be a help to all of us. So could you please do that next time?
Huh? Were you not just listening to what I said there?
I heard what you said before I went and asked you to start doing that.
You must be the type who can't really seem to read the atmosphere any then. Is that the reason why you're still only working as a part-timer here? Even though you're close to turning 30? If that happens to be the case, then you're never going to be able to find a proper job for yourself. And for the rest of your life, you will not be living very well.
What? Hold it right there, Amy. If that's really how you're going to talk about someone who's been in this company longer than you have, then we're going to have some problems down the line. I was only wanting to talk with you about work and you not being here. And since you've already gone home, that's fine. I'll see you tomorrow then before you go and talk with the manager.
I am so happy I never ended up becoming a part-timer like you. I hear that the only people invited to the CEO's wedding soon will be full-time employees. Really, it should be me getting married to that good-looking man. But so be it, I guess. I'm looking forward to finding myself another good-looking man at that wedding now. You're not getting invited since you aren't a full-time employee like myself. But that's not any of my business. How about you try becoming a proper employee here first, and then start working with me?
Ugh, go ahead and say whatever else you'd like, and I hope that at the wedding you can find yourself a decent man. I'm going to turn my notifications off now for the rest of the night. See you tomorrow.
How was your day at work today? I really hope you're not feeling too stressed here having joined part-time after giving up your favorite career.
I'm still doing a lot in terms of working on the operations here at this company, so it's fun for me. A lot of this job is just like the last one I had, with a lot of really nice people around me as well. Well, I shouldn't be saying that everyone around me is nice, though. There are just a lot of them is all.
Is there something going on with one of the employees? You said that not everyone has been very kind to you, right?
Well, like everything in life, there are always going to be those problem people. I don't mind the fact that I'm only working part-time at the moment, but like I was expecting, there's always has to be at least one person in each company that looks down on those who aren't full-time. That kind of makes me sad, though, thinking someone like that is in the same department as me, even.
So they're a part of this company, and in your department? That's really unfortunate for me to hear. Later on, please tell me more about them.
I don't want to, though. You really think I want to talk any more about work when we're at home? I think right now you and I should be talking more about the wedding that's coming up, as well as our marriage.
That's a good point, actually. I don't want to force you to talk about your work some more when you're already out of work and at home. But if there's something or someone really bothering you there, then I'd like you to talk with me about it. I was the one that asked you to work part-time for me, so I'm the one who's responsible for you no matter what happens there.
You really don't have to say any of that. Just don't worry about this, please. I'm sorry for even bringing something like this up with you in the first place. You think you're going to be getting home from the office soon?
I'm actually on my way home from the office right now. I am really looking forward to what you've made for me for dinner tonight.
All right, wonderful. I guess I'll be seeing you really soon then, and should get to work on setting out your plate. Have a safe rest of your trip home.
Come on now. Why is a part-timer like you at this wedding right now? I just saw you out of the corner of my eye a second ago, Charlie. Did you forget that I told you only full-time employees were invited to this wedding?
But when you mention an invitation, actually you're here a lot earlier than any of the invitations said. I came here early because I have to start preparing for the wedding and all, but why are you here at this time?
I have some things that I have to do before the wedding starts. I'm very busy right now trying to get the CEO to forget about this wedding and to come and be my husband instead.
Excuse me?
Anyway, you're not the kind of person that should be at an event like this right now. Now, where did you run off to? Where are you hiding at right now? I want you out of this wedding venue right now. Get lost.
How can you say something so absurd? You understand whose wedding this is today, right? Who the bride of the CEO will be?
I just told you to get out of here right now. If you don't leave right now and go home, I'm going to take all of those documents you made up for the next quarterly meeting and we'll destroy them all. Is that what you want to have happening to all your hard work?
I can see there's no getting through to you then. I'm getting tired of having to text you while I'm getting ready anyway, so how about you come and see me so we can talk all of this out in person? Can you come and meet me in front of the restrooms in the lobby? That's where I'm going to go right now.
See what happens when you don't listen to me? That's what you get for trying to defy me today. Have you finally learned your lesson after having something as bad as that happen to you? If you have, then get the hell out of this venue. And if not, let me come back and do that to you again.
Do you have any idea what you've just done by doing such a horrible thing to me?
And do you have any idea what you've just done? Sneaking your way into the CEO's wedding before anyone else has even arrived? Not a single person at this wedding wanted an old hag like you coming today. Did you come here thinking you could try and get with one of the younger employees? I'm sorry to say, but with a face like yours, not a single man here would have been able to look at you straight.
My face. Because of the way you just punched me, half of my face is really badly swollen now.
Tell me, what is the real reason for you coming all the way out to this wedding you weren't even invited to today? Why the hell would a part-timing old hag like you be at the CEO's wedding of all things? If you've learned your place after taking a good square punch like that, get the hell out.
Are you sure you want me to leave this wedding?
Well, of course. There is no place for you at this event today. And the same goes for at work. If you don't start to realize that soon here and leave, you're going to be fired and have to live with that for the rest of your life. I could go and tell my dad about you right now, and he'll make sure that you never take another step into that office building again. Now, if you don't want that to happen soon, get lost. Besides, the company's full-time employees. Nobody else is allowed at this wedding.
You don't have to say anything else because I'm already leaving the wedding venue now, so go ahead and relax. The only thing is, though, you won't be staying calm for very long once you realize how much you're going to regret the choices you've made today. But that's nothing I particularly care about anymore. It would be wonderful if you noticed the dire consequences of your actions right now and started to apologize for them.
There is nothing in this world that scares me because I have my dad to protect me. Hurry up and screw off, you brain-dead old bitch.
All right, then. Goodbye forever. It's too late to stop what's going to happen next now, all right?
Who would want to stop all of this? I want this to lead to your ass quitting from the company and everything, to be honest with you.
I'm not leaving the company anytime soon. Goodbye now. Enjoy that wedding to the best of your ability.
Charlie, I have something that I kind of like to ask you right now. Do you mind answering your phone when I call? Charlie.
I'm in the hospital right now, so I can't talk on my phone. What the hell do you want from me anyway? Weren't you just telling me to get lost and leave the wedding not too long ago? As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing more for me to talk with you about now, especially over the phone of all things.
What? Why are you at the hospital right now? And you're no longer at the wedding venue is what you're saying?
Why would I be there right now after all you'd done and said to me? You told me to leave no matter what, and so I did. So what do you want with me right now?
Why are you at the hospital right now, though? Did you get hurt or something on your way home?
Are you joking with me now? You were the one that hurt me before I went and got out of that venue today. Even the doctor was concerned when he came in and heard that all of my injuries were caused by your punch. Not only is my left cheek completely swollen and bruised right now, but you ended up fracturing my cheekbone as well and splitting open my cheek. The inside of my mouth is also all cut up right now, and I'm going to need stitches inside my mouth as well where I bit down on it. Right now, they've just finished stitching up the inside of my mouth to stop all the bleeding, and now I'm going to go and see what internal damage was done, if any, to my brain. Do you not realize what all you did to me after you threw that punch?
Wait, you're telling me things have gone that wild since I hit you in the face? I never meant to actually cause you that much damage when I was doing it.
Well, you came at me with all your strength and laid that punch right into my face, calling it a good square punch, right? So what are you saying right now about not trying to cause this much damage to me? I'm going to take you to court for assaulting me, so please get yourself a lawyer or something.
Assaulting you? Huh? Why are you calling it an assault now, you idiot? Hold on a second. That's not even what I'm wanting to talk with you about right now. I wanted to talk with you in order to confirm something, if it's true or not about you.
What's that?
I really hate to have to ask all this, but Charlie, you're not actually supposed to be the bride at this wedding today, right?
What? You're asking me that kind of question now? Well, you're pretty late there, but yes, I was supposed to be the bride at the wedding today. But now I'm not going to be able to make it back there anymore, it seems, thanks to you. You really think the doctor is going to let me go back there with a face looking like this and a possible concussion? Not happening.
Are you serious? Why didn't you tell me that a lot sooner, Charlie? I just assumed you were nothing more than a part-timer who was close to their 30s. which meant that there was no reason for me to think that you, of all people, would be the CEO's fiance. Had you told me something like that sooner, I would have never went and hit you in the face like that. Because you never went and said anything to me, this is all your fault now.
Huh? After all that's happened to me from you, how come I'm supposed to be the one at fault for it all now? I'm really not sure what kind of nerve you have saying that. But you could have seen that I was the CEO's fiance just by taking a look at the invitations that were sent out to all our guests. Just seeing my name there in bold letters next to the CEO should have been more than enough to tell you who I am.
Your name? But this is Charlie Deed. No, wait, are you already married to the CEO?
I already am. The CEO is my husband. Do you have any issue with that by chance, Amy?
All there are issues for me now. Why were you hiding something as important as that from me this whole time? It's because I had no clue who you were that I went and took this path. For the time being, can't you just come back to the wedding now? Everyone here is getting a bit worked up right now because the bride can't be found anywhere, and the wedding can't start without you.
Is that so? Well, I've already made sure to tell my husband about everything that happened today, so I think soon enough the reason for me not being there will be told to all our guests.
What? What do you mean by everything that happened?
Oh, come on now, stop that. Everyone there is going to want to know why the bride of the CEO isn't there yet. I made sure to explain to my husband that I was punched in the face by you earlier and that you sent me to the hospital. I told him to have the wedding canceled today because there's no way I'm going to be able to go back there now, and that we can move the wedding to a new date down the road. I'm sure that even you, a good-for-nothing employee who only ever got a job at the company through connections in the first place, can imagine what'll happen when all of the employees learn who caused this cancellation to happen.
You're having the wedding canceled? And did you just say that all of this is my fault? Is that what you're wanting to say?
Not what I'm wanting to say, but what I am saying. It's the truth after all. The reason for why the wedding has to be canceled today is all thanks to your actions. You went and punched me, the bride of today's wedding, right in the face, sending me to the hospital.
You're lying, right? But you never told the CEO anything about all of that, right?
Were you seriously not listening to a single word I just said? I just explained to him a little bit ago that it was all your fault this happened after you went and punched me in the face. I said that all this happened because someone from the same department and everything as me had the wrong idea somehow of who I was and punched me over it. And that I am now in the hospital getting stitches and everything to help stop the bleeding.
Hold on a damn second. Why the hell would you tell him all of that unnecessary crap about what happened? Stop talking to him right now.
Telling me to stop talking to him now is far too late. I already spoke to him about it all, and he is going to handle you for me now. And trying to get me to take whatever I said to him back is impossible. Also, I heard something funny from my husband. You went and used your father again to get you close to my husband so that you could try and seduce him while he was in the dressing room talking with all of his management team.
What? That never...
Today is his wedding, of all things, so I really don't understand why you came and used your father's position to get close to my husband to flirt with him. I believe that your father is pretty ashamed of his actions as well now, right?
My dad doesn't know anything about what happened today yet.
Well, my husband made sure to go and have a word with your father first about all of this, though.
What?
And your father went and gave my husband the most sincere apology my husband has ever heard. I feel so bad for him, you know. He did so much for you, using his ties to get you into this company since you had no luck finding a job anywhere else. And in the end, all you went and did was embarrass him, causing many of the other managers to lose trust in him.
So what you're saying is you guys went and said unnecessary things to my father as well about this? Why the hell would you do something like that? Are you fine with my father getting furious with me after today? You are all seriously the worst kind of people.
Remember that it wasn't me that told your father anything, but rather my husband, the CEO, who did that. And what you ended up doing to the CEO's wife at her own wedding is something far worse than anything I have ever done to anyone. There is no merit in getting upset with me about all of this right now. Absolutely no meaning at all. What you should be doing right now is regretting the actions you took today, learning from them, and realizing why they were wrong, and apologizing to everyone for them, right?
Why did things turn out like this? All of this is crazy, right? I just didn't know anything about you was all. And I just wanted to be the one getting married to the CEO. And that's why I went and flirted with him for a bit. My dad even told me to do my best and get physical with him if I had to.
But my husband and your CEO, Felix, said no to all of your approaches, right? But you just kept on grinding up against him, trying to get his hands to touch your breasts. And when he walked away from you, you followed him all the way to the bathroom where you were finally stopped by him locking the door. None of this was the first time either, but thankfully he finally opened up to me about all the times you'd done that to him. And to think that on the day of his wedding to a woman he's already married to, you'd use your father to get close to him again and do all of that. I'm sure you're not aware of this yet, but you are in for one hell of a time now after everything you've done to trouble not only myself, but my husband and company CEO. I think the best thing for you right now is to go out and learn something called common sense before you go and join another company.
Is he upset with me as well now? What the hell did I do to deserve this? I just had a little misunderstanding is all.
So your misunderstanding led you all the way out to the wedding of two people you barely know? And your misunderstanding led you to use your father to get into my husband's changing room to try and seduce him using your body. And your misunderstanding led you to assault someone who you had no idea was the bride of that wedding? It may have all been a misunderstanding to you, but what you ended up doing has made you a criminal now. Having to talk with you anymore about this would be a waste of my time and energy, so I'm going to put my phone down now. Bye.
Wait, please. I've thought about it all now, and I feel a bit sorry.
Are you joking?
So, since I'm a bit sorry for what happened, can we both act like none of this has ever happened? Just a second ago, you were going on about some ridiculous things, like how you'd be taking me to court for assaulting you. I'm not sure what the hell all of that was about, but could you please stop trying? I've never heard of anyone having to go to court before over a simple hit.
What should I be saying to you right now that will actually stick? All right, even if you had no idea who I was at the time, you did assault someone today, hurting them pretty badly. That's all I have left to really say to you now because I really can't be bothered with you anymore, so I'm done talking. My head is pounding. I'm about to get an MRI done, and I just need to stop this. If you really do feel sorry for what you've done to me, next time you can show me that by not acting like a complete jackass. Well, the next time you'll be meeting me is in the courtroom, so you acting like a jackass will only get you further in trouble with the law. And if you think you're going to see me again at work, think again. You're not going to be working there anymore by the time I'm back.
Huh? I'm being fired is what you're saying. Why?
The fact that you continue to ask me why is really shocking to me, actually. It's actually kind of frightening that we've come this far now and you are still unaware of the consequences your actions have. Go have a chat with your family and then one with the police so that you can learn why this is all happening to you.
Stop talking about the police like that. I'm sorry for what happened. Look, I just went and apologized to you, didn't I? Why are you not going to forgive me for what happened now?
God, Amy, right now, what all you did to my husband and I isn't something you can be asking me for forgiveness from now. The problems you have caused are above all of that now. You are hopefully going to never assault someone like you did to me again. And you are also hopefully going to never be able to sexually assault anyone ever again like you've done with my husband. Also, you're going to be paying for this wedding now as well, since it does indeed cost a lot of money to have to cancel and then push back the date like we had to do.
Huh? You're going to make me pay for that now too?
Are you daft or just mentally handicapped? Isn't that supposed to be obvious for people? You did so much to us, and that's not the only thing you'll be paying for either. Hence why I said for you to get yourself a lawyer. Looks like all of that time going overboard with the whole having a dad who is a manager of the company has finally caught up to you. I hope that the next time you're allowed to make any kinds of decisions, you think about their outcomes first and then make the right choices. Now I really have to go. Goodbye.
What? So you're really not going to forgive me for any of this? Charlie, you and I are supposed to be friends, right?
I don't get why you continue to carry on this story when it's already supposed to be over with. The consequences for your actions have already been shown to you, so you shouldn't be carrying on this conversation anymore with me. So would you please just shut up and leave me alone now?
so glad we were able to finish this wedding with a happy ending. And thankfully, the wedding venue was willing to push our wedding back like that on the very short notice for us. And seeing that a lot of the swelling and bruising has gone down now, makes me feel a whole lot better.
Sorry if that made you worry at all.
Not your fault you got punched in the face. That psychopath is to blame for all this. But are you really doing okay now? I could have Amy's father fired immediately if you'd like me to.
He's not really to blame for most of his daughter's actions, and I hope that she'll already learn from her mistakes now after being fired and taken to court. And actually, her father is going to be paying us that settlement, as well as for the wedding being canceled, and for my medical bills. I really hope that leads to his daughter learning how to properly take responsibility for her actions, though.
He did say he was terribly sorry to me, and so did Amy sometime after that. Although hers didn't sound anywhere near sincere. And from what he has told me about Amy, she's going to start looking for another job when she's no longer on parole. I hope that she's really learned her lesson somewhat.
Same here. I really was hoping that she'd have to serve some jail time, though, for what she'd done to me, but I guess we had the choice of either getting money from her or sending her behind bars. We chose the money, of course, and maybe that means her father will make her pay him back for all that he had to lose sometime.
I would have been more worried had we sent her to jail. That would have probably only made her character worse than it already is. Heck, might even turn her into a killer for all we know. So I'm kind of glad she just has to be on parole for a while.
That's a good point. Felix, thank you so much for going through all of this with me. And now that we've had our wedding, please go through the rest of this marriage with me as well. In the end, Amy went and took partial responsibility for her actions and left the company when my husband went to her and said she was being fired. Her father, however, was able to avoid the same fate as her and said that he'd devote more of his time and energy to the company, making up for what she'd done. Now, this may seem a bit soft of me, but I did say that I never wanted her to end up going to prison for having hurt me as bad as she did, but going to jail for a little while would have been fine. Amy is still very young after all, and sending her to prison would be a death sentence, I think, since she doesn't look like the type that could defend herself from the people in there. After a few months had gone by and she was no longer on the strict schedule of a parole, she was allowed to find a new job, which she's working on right now. Her father has told us that she's begun to pay him back for paying off the settlement and everything now, and says that she's a lot less aggressive than she was before. That being said, my husband and I still hold a little bit against her, but at least now we can all laugh about those days together. I still have a pretty nice scar on my cheek from where she punched me and have asked that her father take a picture of it and send it to her, just to remind her of what actions led her to where she sits now. And hopefully the sight of that will cement in her mind not to ever cause any trouble for anyone like she'd done to me again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.